My goddamn microphone has been cutting out for some reason when I talk about this stuff, which is starting to piss me off. But what I was trying to say in such a big way is that Square Enix has repeatedly raised the bar in terms of quality and everything in story writing in their games. And, they have really established a long-term fandom that is willing to endure, fuck ups by the company and games that are absolute dog shit and failures and stay loyal to them and still keep giving them chances after chance after chance after chance. They can disappoint us multiple times and it still doesn't break our loyalty to the company, and everything because of the fact that they've been able to do this so many times already. I mean, Final Fantasy VI raised the stakes. It put the whole rest of the fucking gaming industry on notice and everything that they were going to be expected to write better stories after that point, and fundamentally, finally gave us a fucking video game and everything, and it just absolutely oozes with contempt for the whole literary community that of very serious people that basically thought that video games could never tell an emotionally compelling story. They just did and everything, and for the dismissive attitude and contempt for which video games are held in the West and everything, they kicked that whole world in the teeth, and and everything, and they did it on purpose. And it's for this reason that I can tell you that honestly I think Endwalker is shit, because to me, I have higher expectations when it comes to something and a project from Square Enix than what they released during Endwalker. And believe me, the references to FF4 were not missed, but I think part of the problem is that I'm now 40 years old and I look back on my time during FF4 and everything, and while I still like it, I recognize that this is entirely the product of nostalgia. If I were coming to Final Fantasy IV as a new player in 2026, I probably would have found it too simplistic and boring. It has aged incredibly poorly, in that terms. It's not objectively good. My perspective on it remains as clouded as ever by nostalgia. Like, I like it, all right, but I recognize that I probably found its story simultaneously too simplistic and convoluted at the same time, at this age that I'm at this point. It just wasn't very engaging, in that sense. And I think that one of the only reasons why I still love it is I was a child when it was released.